Hey, Martha. How are
Hi,
you
Tim.
today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing okay. I was frustrated a little earlier. I tried to record something and it didn't get saved. But I'm glad we're back, Tim,
Martha.
and we're gonna go over some.
Some coping skills for when you're feeling anxious or sad, especially about the quarantine because of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah. So, kind of, how are you feeling right now?
Tim, I've been really anxious lately and worried. I hear a lot on the news about being careful of contagion and wearing masks, and it's really making me worried and getting in the way of me thinking about other things.
I hear that. So, I think that we have some skills that might help you. One of them relates to activities. So one of the things that we used for distress tolerance was kind of looking at different activities that we can do using our five senses, our smell, taste, touch, movement, whatever that we can do to help distract us from our thoughts and our worries. So why don't we go over some of those?
What are some of that you have found to be helpful for you?
All right. Well, one of the things is I need to physically get up and move. So, like when I was watching Westworld and I was trying to binge watch it, I found out that if I got up in between one episode and the next, just walked around, did a little loop, I felt better, and I wasn't like so. Bleh. Um, I also thought that like when I get done talking to somebody or on a call or I've been sitting for a while, I'll just get up and I walked outside. And when I walked outside, I used several senses. One, I used my vision sense to kind of look at the tree, to look at the flowers, to kind of see. I smelled because it just got done raining, so I used my sense to smell. Um, I I stroked and kind of brushed my hand across some of the flowers that were there, and so used my touch sense. So I was able to do that, and I was only out for like a minute, so it didn't spend very long, but it really perked me up and helped me.
Now that you mention it, Tim, I think sometimes when I do crafts, when I'm making something or creating something or being artistic, it really helps me to stop thinking about the things that make me sad and anxious. I like to knit and I like to draw and I like to make pictures for people. So I like the idea of doing an activity to keep me focused away from some of the scary and sad things, but I am missing my friends a lot.
Yeah, and me too. So I was thinking about like on birthdays and things, how do we communicate with people that are not necessarily nearby? What do we usually create for them and maybe mail or send?
Well, now that you mention it, birthday cards and things are always fun to get in the mail, and also e-cards if you can do those.
So like I have a friend that likes cars, so I could draw a car on that and send and just say, "Hey, this is a check-in from the COVID-19 area and from the quarantine zone. We're just checking and sending out something. So something fun. So it doesn't have to be your birthday. It could be in any time. It could be like, I'm at home, I'm bored, I'm missing you. I want to think about you.
I've been calling my some of my friends too, but we never really know what to talk about other than the scary stuff that's going on, talking about the news, and that just seems to make it worse.
So one of my friends that I talked to came up with a great idea. So tomorrow night, we're supposed to, he picked a museum, the Smithsonian Museum, for us to do a virtual tour on. Now we can't do it together, so we're supposed to like talk on the phone and watch it at the same time, but that may not be possible. So I was thinking, like for me and you, what we could do is like pick a movie that we both are interested in watching, and then set a time like tonight or tomorrow to watch it, and then set up another time to call back and chat about it. So Martha, what kind of movies do you like?
Well, I like action movies and I like romance movies.
All right. So if there is a good action romance movie that you think would be good to watch again or rewatch, what would it be?
I watched Rocky recently, and that kind of has both in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With Adrian. Yo, Adrian.
Yeah, with Sylvester Stallone playing Rocky.
Yeah,
Great music too.
right, right. And the music really has a good beat to it, so I get into it. So I think that's great. So do you have time tonight or tomorrow?
I think tomorrow would be better.
Okay. So tomorrow I've got that Smithsonian with my friends from 7 to 8, but I could watch it after that.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, so we'll watch it tomorrow night, and maybe you can start it early. Um, Now, when I watch a movie, I think now I'm getting hungry. I'm thinking about food. What is something that maybe you could add in to eat while you're watching the movie?
I like popcorn at the movies, and I think if I made popcorn, I could use some of my senses, like you were talking about earlier. And not only would I be excited watching the movie, but I would be eating the popcorn and smelling the popcorn, and that would make me stop thinking about all of the stuff that's going on in the world right now.
Right, and that sounds good. Can I tell you a little story about popcorn and crafting?
Tell me about popcorn and crafting, Tim.
Yeah. So one time for Christmas, we were going to string popcorn. So you could make a little popcorn necklace or popcorn garland around the tree. But I didn't know because I was like 12 that you're not supposed to string buttered popcorn.
Ooh.
So we put butter in it. And do you know how slippery popcorn is to try and sling? So I had a handful of like fingerprint pricks, and it's like, and my mom looked at me and said, it's not supposed to be that difficult. Perhaps you shouldn't have used butter. And so, some crafts and things, dry noodles probably work better than cooked noodles. And so I learned a valuable lesson there as a kid.
So we talked about activity, physical activity and crafts. We talked about connecting with friends and using our senses. Are there any other ideas you have about ways we can distract ourselves from all of the stress we're feeling now?
Right. Well, and one of the things that you said when you don't know what to talk about is ask somebody something that you don't know about them, like a staff member, or like I don't know much about where you grew up, and ask them about their culture or where they grew up. And so where did you grow up, Martha?
I grew up in Chicago.
In Chicago. So you see, all I know about Chicago is baseball and hot dogs and pizza. But maybe we could have a conversation about that, and you talking about that. So showing an interest into somebody and asking them about their past or something that you don't know about them could be a great conversation starter.
Well, that sounds great, Tim. I think we have a lot of really good information that we've shared with our friends about ways to distract themselves when they're feeling anxious or depressed, especially right now. So stay tuned for the next installment of Tim and Martha's Coping Skills.
Yep. Have a great day. All right. Bye, guys.